Hey, thanks for coming and checking out this game review. Today, I will be looking at the Liverpool game this weekend. Really important game. It's going to be a good gauge of where we are currently. And so, really looking forward to the game. So, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Okay, so starting off with the lineup, I am fully expecting Tierney to come back into the team. I think Tavares has done a very, very good job. I'm happy to have Tierney back. He played very, very well for Scotland in the international window. I think we're going to need some defensive solidity, especially in the wide areas, because of their fullbacks and how dangerous they are with their delivery. So Tierney's the stronger between he and Tavares defensively. So I'd like to just see him come back into the team. That's really the only change I would make. So my lineup will be Ramsdale in goal, a back four of Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel, and Tierney. I'll play Sambi and Partey as the two central midfielders, and then have Lacazette dropping into the space, kind of like a 10 or a second striker or a second forward, with Aubameyang leading the line, and then on either side, Smith Rowe on the left, and we have to go with Saka on the right. I think that's as strong as we have at the moment. And so I am looking forward to that lineup going out. Everybody seems to know their jobs and their responsibilities. And so we should hopefully be able to get a much better, much more consistent performance from the boys that start this game. And then we've got some quality to come off the bench. When we look at form, Arsenal are definitely a team in form. Looking at the last 10 games in all competitions, Arsenal have a record of 1-8, drawn 2. They haven't lost in the last 10 games. And so in the top flight, that is the best record at the moment. And looking at the top flight, we are the most informed team at the moment. Liverpool, obviously, way up there, doing extremely well. They have a record of 1-6, lost 1, which was their last game out, and drawn 3. So while their form isn't as high as ours, we have to remember they've been playing Champions League football. So they've been playing football to a much higher standard than we have at the moment. And so, the form really doesn't tell us much. It's going to be a very difficult game. If we look at how those games have gone, Arsenal have scored 18 and only conceded 4. 7 clean sheets in that 10 games, which is sensational. Very, very good record, especially when you think about how the season started. Liverpool, absolute monsters, scored 30, but the problem that they're having at the moment is that they're conceded 13 in the last 10 games in all competitions, only 4 clean sheets. So that alone, while we're not scoring, to the same level as Liverpool are, they are conceding way more goals than you would expect. So, it could end up being a quite finely balanced game with either their strength, which is their attacking play, coming to the fore, or our strength, which is our defensive play at the moment, coming to the fore. So it's going to be a battle of the attack versus the defense, and let's see who wins. In terms of expected goals, Arsenal have an expected goals for at the moment of 1.42. which is pretty low. But we have to bear in mind this is the last 10 Premier League games, which includes games against Chelsea and games against Manchester City. And so that the XG in those games is very low. And so that kind of is distorting the numbers at the moment. Our expected goals against is 1.6, which again is higher. But again, that's playing against the likes of Chelsea, the likes of Manchester City, who in their 2 games had, quite high XGs. So slightly distorted, doesn't really tell an accurate picture. But overall is something that needs to be taken into consideration. Liverpool's XG 2.57. They score goals. We know that they score goals. And so our defense is going to have to be on it, making sure that they're performing, making sure that they're defending close, making sure, everybody is doing their job. I'm sure Ramsdale will have a lot to say about that. So that, I'm looking forward to seeing how this defense does when tested. The expected goals against is only 1.1, which is, pretty remarkable. That said, that's the last 10 Premier League games. They have been conceding in the Champions League, which kind of shows that they have vulnerabilities, shows that they can be got at. At the same time, the quality of the player that they're playing against there has to be taken into consideration. Again, going to be a fascinating watch. So the last time out, we played Liverpool. They beat us 3-0. Actually didn't give too bad of account of us. Didn't give too bad of an account of ourselves. First half, we're pretty organized, did pretty well. We're able to attack on the occasion. So it wasn't like we were soaking pressure up. It took them until the 63rd minute to score. And to be fair, the ball in for that bullet header from Jota, superb. And then at that point, I think trying to chase the game opened up and got picked off almost immediately. Within 5 minutes, Salah scores. And then Jota finished it off to lose the game for us 3-0. Second half was pretty poor defensively, gave a lot of those goals away. The second goal, Gabriel going to ground, not win and tackle, totally mistiming it and allowing Salah to run in on goal. And then he slips the ball through Leno's legs, which again is just, unforgivable, really. The third goal comes as off of a poor mistake as well. So we kind of gave it to them in the end, but I feel we were at a point there where we were able to kind of compete with them for the longest that we've been able to compete with them for some time. So positives. The last time we played them at Anfield, we lost the game 3-1. We actually took the lead in that game through Lacazette, a poor mistake from Robertson, which landed at Lacazette, who totally mishit his volley. Keeper bought the attempt and went down early, and the ball looped over him. That was on the 30-minute mark, roughly 25 minutes into the game. And then Mane equalised almost immediately, and from that point on, it was all Liverpool. Liverpool puts under pressure consistently. Robertson making up for his mistake by popping up in the box unmarked for a cross to the back post. Willian doing a very poor job of tracking his man there and letting him score. And then Jota finished it off with a volley from the edge of the box on the 87th minute. We did have a chance. We were 2-1 down when Lacazette was put through one-on-one and hit the keeper. That could have brought it back to 2-2. But in the end, it wasn't to be. Again, not a bad performance in terms of we were able to keep within touching distance for a long period of time. But by the same token, Liverpool controlled the game, and Liverpool deserved to win both of their last games that we've played. So looking at the key battles for the game, for me, the two key battles are going to be in the wide areas. Tierney against Salah is going to be vital. Salah is the main man for Liverpool this season. 10 goals, 7 assists in 11 games is quite phenomenal. We are going to have to keep him closed. Hence why I would have put Tierney into the team ahead of Tavares. I think Tavares, we know, offers danger going forward, but Salah doesn't track. So we need somebody that's going to be a little bit more kind of defensively disciplined, depending on the tactical plan from Arteta. We could see somebody like Maitland-Niles come in and play on the left side of the centre midfield to allow Tierney to go forward. And that way we've got some pace, we've got some aggression covering for when they intercept and look to counter quickly. So that could potentially be a tactical tweak. I'm looking forward to seeing, what the plan is to stop Salah, because he is the guy to stop. I mean, he doesn't, only 36 touches roughly per game, a pass completion of 81.9%. But his shot creating actions 3.22, his progressive carries 6.23, his dribble completion 1.66, touches in the penalty area, nearly 9 touches a game in the penalty area. He is offensively a beast, and does a great job of getting forward, putting his players under pressure, committing defenders, and always manages to find some space for him self to score. 0.61 goals per game is, it's pretty special. Tierney, offensively, shot creating actions 2.39. Will he get to use as much of his attacking sort of prowess during this game? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Progressive carries 5.2. Does he pick up the ball and carry the ball a little bit more? And if he does, how does that sort of impact Salah? Will Salah then look to chase him where he could potentially win the ball back, or does he let him go? It's going to be interesting. I think, and I'll talk about this a little bit more on my keys to the game. I think if we can get in behind their fullbacks, we could potentially have some success. And so players like Tierney getting forward are important, which is, again, why I mentioned the potential for Maitland-Niles to play. The second battle I'm looking at is the battle between Trent Alexander-Arnold and the boy, the man, the Smith. I think this is an interesting one again, because where Smith Rowe likes to drift inside, how does that impact Trent Alexander-Arnold? Does he come inside with him? Or will he be left to the central midfielder that's playing on the right-hand side to cover? I imagine Liverpool's fullbacks will be very high, which will give us space to go in behind them. If we can get in behind them, you're looking at Smith Rowe being a key player in that, being able to pull wide, stay wide, come inside, and look to see if he can link up with Tierney while Tierney goes down the outside of him. So, Smith Rowe has been excellent in the last few games. 87.5% pass completion, 2.73 shot creation actions per game, progressive passes 3.5, progressive carries nearly 6. He carries a threat, and hopefully he's able to maintain his rich vein form moving forward. Trent Alexander-Arnold is, one of the best fullbacks in the game, if not the best right back in the game at the moment. Progressive passing 8.4, assists 0.3 or 0.28, shot creating actions 4.08. Just an absolute animal when it comes to his delivery. He started to come inside a little bit more, which has been interesting. I'm hoping that he does a lot of that in the game, comes inside, looks to link up and join the midfield, because I think that takes away his main danger, which is his crossing. He's got a great passing range, but when your pass is a little bit straighter, it's a lot more difficult to execute. So hopefully he comes inside to play in a 3 to try to create an overload in midfield. I think that'll play into our hands a little bit. My keys to the game, very simple. Key number 1, don't let their fullbacks into the game. Whether that's through pushing them back, or whether that's through marking them tightly, getting tight to them and not letting them cross, we have to shut them down. Key number 2, we have to prevent the direct counter-attack with the balls into the spaces in the wide areas for Mane and for Salah. If Mane is able to get in behind our fullback and run directly at Gabriel 1v1, it could be a problem. Gabriel's a very good defender, but we've seen this season Salah is totally different level. Key number 3 is for us to try to attack wide spaces as quickly as possible and get in behind their fullbacks. See if we can pull Van Dijk out early. So this is huge for Saka. Can we get the ball into Saka in behind their left back, Robertson, and pull Virgil van Dijk out of the middle? If we can do that, we can have a bit of success. Thanks for watching my video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it that thumbs up and share. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Comment, get in touch. You can get in touch with me here on YouTube, leave comments here, or you can come to my social media, which is sensible_gunner on Twitter and on Instagram. Looking forward to hearing from you. Looking forward to this game. Thanks for listening. Come on, you Gunners.